Hi everyone, it's Robyn from Water Moon Tarot, and I'm coming to you guys today as a request because somebody asked me if I could possibly do a video and explain the 7 chakras and what they are and how they work. So that's what I'm gonna do. So basically, I guess you guys have heard about the chakras, and what they are is basically the concept of chakras comes from India, like almost 1,000 years ago. Like this has been around forever, and what they believe is that in the human body there's 7 major. There are other chakras, but the 7 major chakras in the body are energy centers where our energy is basically flowing, and these different chakras are all used for different reasons, in different areas of our lives. So each one of the chakras has a specific meaning and purpose in the body, and basically the best case scenario is that all the chakras are flowing perfectly and all of the energy is well balanced and flowing in harmony with each other, and that would mean we're in total balance, total harmony, everything's going great, our energy levels are amazing, all our areas of our lives are going well and well balanced. So as you can imagine, most of us have definitely chakras that need some attention and work. Just that's the nature of the world right now, you know, like most of the time we're not in perfect balance with all aspects of our lives. There's always something that's going to be, you know, needing more attention, and you know, other things are going to suffer because there's only so much we can do in one day, right? So so the 7 chakras are the major energy centers in the body, and they all work together to flow in perfect harmony. So okay, so there is 7, like I said, and let's start with the bottom and going upwards. So the base chakra, the root, it's called the root chakra. It's the one that is the red color because they're all associated with certain colors. So the root chakra, the red chakra, is located at the base of the spine. And that chakra has to do with our basic needs, our survival, basically. So anything having to do with shelter, finances, how we feed ourselves, how we, you know, how we stay safe, our basic human needs. So when our root chakra is off, we have trouble maybe in all of those areas or one of those areas. Maybe we can't seem to find a suitable place to live. Maybe we move around a lot. Maybe, you know, we seem to always end up in places where it's not safe, or there's always like some issue. Maybe, you know, it has to do with the way that we're feeding ourselves. Maybe we're starving ourselves, or maybe we're overeating, you know, eating to the point where, you know, and we're never full. You know, that could be a root chakra issue, and it could go both ways, right? So different areas, or maybe it's their finances, you know, you work, but you seem to never be able to accumulate any money, you know, maybe like slips through your fingers, or you've been unlucky when it comes to that, or, you know, so any of our basic survival needs have to do with the root chakra. And of course it can go either way, either, you know, a lack or an over use of is basically the chakra, the energy there not being in harmony. And our chakras being misaligned or blocked completely could have different reasons. There could have been events in our life where something happened in regards to one of those things, and we kind of got maybe traumatized, or it affected us so much that we didn't like process those feelings. We didn't process that energy, and it's kind of like stuck. So because it's stuck, and because we never processed it and let it go, it still continues to affect us in that area today. So, you know, maybe we lost all our money. Maybe, you know, we made a bad investment or something, and everything was gone. And maybe, you know, we couldn't seem to get past that situation. And then, you know, our money energy is kind of like, sorry, I'm just going to fix this because it's driving me crazy. Yeah, so maybe, you know, there was like a traumatic event, and that energy is still stuck there because it hasn't been processed through and let go. So that could be, you know, a reason why any one of the chakras is blocked or misaligned, or whatever the reason, or in overdrive, or just that it's not in harmony. So or it could even go deeper than that. It can go to a past life issue. You know, maybe in our past life we were extremely rich, or and we didn't maybe we didn't appreciate, you know, the wealth, or maybe we took advantage of that wealth, or, you know, so that in this life we struggle with that, you know. So I believe in that a lot. So I mean, it could be any number of things, but there's definitely ways of finding out. But so yeah, so let's move on, because I can talk about these things forever, and I don't want it to be like a half an hour video. So okay, so that's the root chakra. So we're moving on, and we're gonna go to the next chakra, which is the sacral chakra, and that's the orange colored chakra, which is located just below the belly button and above the genital area. So that obviously has to do with sexuality, and also creativity, and also pleasure. So and when I talk about pleasure, I don't mean necessarily, you know, just sexually, although it can mean that, but pleasure in general, being able to, you know, have pleasurable experiences and experience pleasure, or, you know, be creative and take part in, you know, activities where we can be creative and express ourselves in creative ways. And also, you know, our sexuality, and, you know, if our sacral chakra is blocked, maybe, you know, we are over sexual, or maybe we're under sexual, maybe we have, you know, discomfort with our sexuality, and maybe, you know, our libido is very low, or maybe, you know, it's overzealous, you know. So it can go, of course, either way, that it's out of balance. Or maybe we're not being creative at all. Maybe everything's just kind of like black and white, and we're not using, you know, we're not having, you know, like these pleasurable, what brings us pleasure, you know. So that's the sacral chakra. So and that's how you would know if things are kind of like out of balance. You know, let's say maybe, you know, all you do is like work, and you're not taking part in things that you like enjoy. Well, yeah, definitely, you know, maybe you're a creative person and you like to I don't know, paint, you know. Maybe you haven't been painting in years, you know. That's definitely a misalignment there. You know, there's that pleasurable experience that you're not doing anymore for some reason. You know, maybe there was a blockage again, maybe something happened, you know, and there's some energy stuck there, or I don't know, you know, like that can be expressed in so many ways. Maybe you're an artist, and somebody made a comment about a piece of your art, and that, you know, set you back, and you've been holding on to that, and I don't know, maybe you haven't been showing your art, or you know, like showing people and putting it out there because you got discouraged, you know, like that's the energy that gets stuck. So let's move on, and we're going to go to the next chakra, which is the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is the yellow colored chakra, and that's located right at the bottom of the ribs. So right in the center of our, well, chest area, but lower down, just at the bottom of our ribs. And that's where our personal power comes from, and our self-confidence, and how we're feeling about ourselves, basically. And so when the solar plexus chakra is blocked or misaligned, we're going to have difficulties with our personal power. We're going to feel hopeless. We're going to feel powerless. Or we're going to have an exaggerated sense of, you know, power, or we're going to be power hungry, or we're going to be, you know, extremely arrogant, or, you know, so again, it can go from, you know, either way, but definitely there's like a misalignment. It can, you know, there could be such a blockage that you can't see yourself. There's a definite like identity, you know, like, you know, issue there. You could look in the mirror and you can see like somebody completely different than actually like who it is. You can, you know, you could be feeling, you know, very, very badly about yourself for whatever reason, and, you know, it's not true, it's not reality, or, you know, so it's all about personal power, or, you know, not having the motivation to accomplish things, thinking that you can't accomplish things, or being overzealous, you know, in and not being realistic, you know, so it can express itself in different ways with your personal power and self-confidence. So that's the solar plexus, and we're going to move on to the heart chakra, and that's the green colored chakra, and that's basically your heart and how you love and how you receive love, and you know, how love is expressed, and taking, you know, how it's, you know, in your life, basically. How are your relationships, you know, with others going? Is there an ease? Is there a lot of conflict? Is there, you know, are your relationships suffering? Are you able to tell the people that you love them? Or is there like a block there? Are you not able to express, you know, your heart, you know, your heart, or maybe, you know, it's overly, you know, open. Maybe you're not protecting yourself enough. You know, that could be the flip side. Maybe you are continually getting hurt, yet you continue to love. You know, that's still an imbalance. That's still it not being in harmony, because there definitely needs to also be boundaries. So there could be a difficulty in love. There could have been something that happened, let's say, in love, in a relationship that energy is kind of like stuck there in your heart, you know, chakra, and the energy there just kind of like closed up, and, you know, it's blocked, and it needs to be processed again and released. So yeah, so that's the heart chakra, and we're going to move up. So we've gone all the way up, and now we're at the throat chakra. So that's the blue colored chakra. It's usually like a lightish blue color, like a turquoisey color, light blue. And that's about how we express ourselves. So of course it's the throat area, and that's basically how we're able to communicate. And when there's difficulties with the throat chakra, we're not able to express ourselves. Maybe, you know, we're extremely shy, or maybe, you know, we have feelings that can't be, you know, translated into words, or maybe we don't speak up for ourselves, or maybe we never stop talking. Maybe we don't listen, because that's also the throat chakra, you know, being able to speak and listen, because obviously we need to be able to listen to other people speaking. It's about not just expressing ourselves, but communication. And we need to be able to hear other people to communicate well. So this could be blocked or misaligned for a different variety of reasons. Maybe when we were younger, we were told to, be seen and not heard, or maybe, we really expressed ourselves in terrible ways once, and it, backfired, and we got into a lot of trouble, or I don't know what. Or maybe, like the silence, we're uncomfortable with the silence, so we talk, and so that it's out of alignment in that way. So that's the throat chakra, and there's definitely an issue with the throat chakra. If there's difficulties with communication, maybe you say things and you don't understand why people, take it badly, or for whatever reason, the way that things are coming out or not being received the way that you would like. So that's the throat chakra. And now we're getting to the third eye chakra, and that is located right here. So it's between the eyebrows, or sometimes people say like it's really in the center of the forehead, but sometimes you could see like the red dot on the, the Hindus or whatever. So that has to do with the third eye, and the third eye is about perception, and is about intuition and our life's purpose. So basically, when the third eye chakra is blocked or misaligned, we have trouble. We may feel purposeless. We might not see things for, how they truly are, our lives. It's also our intuition. So we could, not be listening to, or not be getting, or be disconnected from those signals that is our God-given, it's like our extra sense. It's our instincts, our intuition. We might get ourselves into bad situations because we were naive, and there was, an obvious situation that we didn't see, or we perceived it in a different way, or we're not using our intuition, and everything's very black and white, or everything's very there's no gray area, and our lives are very one dimensional, and we're very in the third dimension, which is earth and work and home and pay your bills, and there's so much more to life than that, and that all has to do with the third eye. So when we're really caught up in like the everyday basic human earth centered things, there's definitely a blockage there, because we're such intuitive beings that we should be using that sense, our instincts, and listening to that. Or maybe all we do is be intuitive all day long, and maybe we want to know if today's going to be a good day, so we read our horoscope, or we turn a tarot card, to tell us. And that's another, that's our intuition, our third eye being in overdrive too, because not everything is, fifth dimension. Not everything, sometimes we need to be grounded in reality as well. Unfortunately, not everything it can be like a spiritual, situation. Unfortunately, for everyday life and, survival on earth and all of those things. So yeah, so that's the third eye. And the final chakra is the crown chakra, and that's located at the top of the head. And the crown chakra is about being one with the universe and our spirituality. And when the crown chakra is blocked or misaligned, we can't see how everything is connected. We can't see the divine or or the universe, and how everything's connected, and how our experiences are how our experiences are always teaching us something, and we're not connected with God or a higher power or some sort of something bigger than ourselves. So when there's a blockage there, we're definitely, again, very, cut off from the bigger picture, and it's very, black and white again, and there's no bigger sense of why we're here, who we are, and how we're all connected as human beings. There could be there's just a disconnect with something bigger than ourselves. So a total disconnect from our spirituality, and I think that there's a lot of that today, out there. So I am definitely able to help you guys see where there's blockages, and I'm definitely able to help you guys work through those things. There's different ways to work through those things. There's in spiritual ways, and there's more in practical ways as well, and a lot of the time those two things need to work together to start processing that blocked energy. So yeah, so that's my video on the chakras. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, share, comment, all of the rest of it, and I'll be coming back soon. I want to do a video on the astrological houses, so that'll be next. Okay, I love you guys. Bye bye.